Alrighty, what is up, guys? Welcome back. Aldo here. If you enjoy the content, smash the like button, subscribe if you're new, because we go through a lot of amazing TA on this channel. I want to give you an update on Bitcoin, Ethereum, talk about a few other things, a couple alts today as well. We're going to start with Bitcoin. And I mean, the first thing obviously is, as it isn't too hard to realize here, we've just been, I like to say, playing ping pong. You just go back and forth. You're range bound between support and resistance, volume area high, volume area low, spider lines. You're generally in that pattern. And this overall pattern is, I would say, more of a bullish pattern, a bull pennant. Some may say. And if you break out of that bull pennant, we could just do a little bit of basic TA here, kind of draw I guess, the area we've been in, and they could take, I mean, some people would draw it from here, this kind of from top to bottom there. You break upward, that'd be around almost 33. If you break downward, that would bring you right around this volume, this older volume area high, pretty big area, around 28.7K. So that's what we have right now. That's when we do break out, and you don't underestimate how long this could potentially go for. This is a point that price likes to stick to. 30K is a big area. I mean, in the summer, I mean, people get a little bit more lax over the summer. There's more apathy setting in. You may spend another week or so. You could spend another week or so range bound here theoretically. Or you could break down earlier. I mean, obviously, nobody knows for sure, but that's what I'm looking at right now. But it's a pretty good scalp trader's market if you have a little bit of patience, been in a trade in the Aldo Empire VIP Discord for a while now, since Friday, still haven't had an outcome. And it's usually a trade that you have an outcome within a day or two. So just price is moving pretty slow here. And you getting that bull div on the 10 hour. I also like the gap to RSI starting to come up here for potentially a bounce, holding this point of control right here. If we could hold this as support rather than resistance, that would be a pretty good sign for the bulls to come up a bit more. Now, also, if you look at, not a bullish div here, I don't believe, but you look at, some of these middle time frames, they're not half bad. They're not half bad. You're about to get a green dot in the 12 hour, and money flow is still looking pretty strong there. Same with the 16 hour, green dot printing, money flow looking strong. So in terms of that case, most likely we should be able to come up a little bit higher here and potentially have a day long, something like that, work out pretty well. If you guys are interested in trading, if you are an experienced trader, we are doing a trading competition with FAIRDESK. Link down below. You sign up first with the top link, and then to enter the competition, hit the link down below. One lucky winner, only with my link, who signs up. The trading competition's only with my link, but also one lucky winner who signs up every week with my link and does one futures trade gets a $100 bonus. Just was announced the one for last week. So check it out. Your odds are pretty good. Obviously, I'm not a gigantic channel. We don't have thousands of people signing up. So you got some pretty good odds of getting it with my link. So check that out. Also, still no KYC, no VPN. Pretty good exchange for that type of stuff if you're looking for something like that. Moving on here. So if we look at the daily, money flow kind of coming up, view up, coming up, not looking bad overall. However, once we get to some of these larger time frames, such as the 2-day, and you can look here on the 2-day for the macro, things do look a bit more bearish, I would say. You're getting the bearish div. Money flow is starting to come out. Same thing is going to happen really soon on the 3-day. I think it's almost already happening on Ethereum. This may not technically be, or no, it'll probably technically be a bearish div when it does start to print. So that could be the case, especially when we get onto the weekly here. Here's where it starts to get even more bearish. Gapped RSIs, starting to curve down here. If we look at this trajectory, last time we had gapped RSIs in the red dot, this next one, that's going to be a bearish div, I believe. A bearish div with gapped RSIs and a red dot coming down. Everything's bearish except the money flow coming up. However, look what happened over here. Gapped RSIs, money flow is coming into the green. Then you got that, I don't believe this was a bearish div, but you got two red dots and then nice trajectory downward. So that's what we have to worry about. If you do repeat this general trajectory here, something of this nature, look what could potentially happen. You're right back down there at that 25 area, which is a pretty big area. That's going to be around 26, I think, is around where your 200 weekly moving average is. It's a pretty big area. Now, if we were, for macro analysis a little bit more, if we were to repeat something more like this, that decline in the second half of 2019, first half of 2023, like 2019, just straight up, essentially, maybe the second half of 2023 more downward. A lot of stuff points to September, October. I'm not saying you're going to do a double bottom. In fact, I think it's likely that we'll make kind of a higher low here, a higher low, maybe somewhere 18K, 20K, maybe even 22K or something, maybe even 25K. I don't know, but I think you're going to do something like we did in this bear market, a higher low, and also something like we did in this bear market, a higher low. That's what seems really likely here. Also, based on that 2 week, I think we're going to stay in the red on the 2 week for a bit longer like we did here. And I think this is just the big accumulation phase. Hopefully, for those of you like me, DCAing into, what I expect hopefully to DCA in until December, January for Bitcoin, hopefully we can get some type of decline and stay in the red here and repeat history over here. Even if it is more, I don't have enough data on the Coinbase chart, but even if it was more like this, you could probably look at it on a different chart. I'm not going to bother putting it up, but even if it is more like this, you came into the red, then you came into the green a bit early over in this area. Still a good place to DCA in, as you were coming straight up there. Modern time, higher market cap, leverage trading, everything else going on here. I don't think it's going to just go straight up. I think it's going to be more of a roller coaster going forward. What could also end the fun here for more of the bearish case, trend reversal sign on the 3 week, similar to over here. And if it's like that, you get another jump up, maybe 35, 38 or something. But this coming down, potential trigger wave to the downside, that could end the fun, bring us back down to 18, 19 or something. Maybe even bring us in the red for a potential bottom. That would be, if we could get into the red in the 3 week here, that's going to be a huge place, I think. A lot of things point to September, October. That's going to be a huge place to get into crypto in general, I think. Let's move on to Ethereum now. Now, Ethereum, middle to short term, or actually I would just say short term, not bad. Not bad at all. Bull div, I believe, right? Oh, is this yeah, bull div confirmed there. Playing out, coming up, you do have the POC. We'll see if we can get above that. Gap to RSI is coming up, not bad at all. This also is pretty good. Money flow coming up, not a bull div, but I mean, you got the green dot, money flow coming up, not bad at all in the 12. So these are the main bullish case. Same with the 16, not bad at all. Red dot on the 20-hour after you confirm the green dot. We'll see how that kind of plays out here. But you may even get a trigger wave on the daily. So it does look, there's no signs that we're just going to crash immediately here. But the thing is, just like Bitcoin, as soon as you get to kind of trigger wave to the downside with money flow coming out, getting bearish on the macro, and if we do form, somewhat of a head and shoulders here, kind of a weird head and shoulders so far, but we could, bounce around these areas some more, then you break downward, you may end up, a lot of things point to September, October, 1200. That'd be an interesting thing to really look at here, that 1200 area. If we could come down, and I think ultimately, ETH will probably continue to bleed against Bitcoin as it has for at least the next couple months. Not going to be a bear div here, but you may form somewhat of a head and shoulders in the weekly with gap to RSIs coming out. That definitely doesn't look good by any means. And then here was different with the money flow. I mean, he came into the green, and he just came down. That was choppy. Obviously, a good DCA place, but here it could come back into the red and go deeper into the red, I think, and come back deeper, kind of maybe at 1200 is a big place for ETH. If you could get to 1200 into the end of the year, possibly that's going to be a huge place to get into Ethereum, I think. Monthly, and that doesn't tell us too much, but 3 week here may get the trigger wave to the downside like Bitcoin. So Ethereum, I would say, as what happened in the second half of 2019, looks significantly weaker than Bitcoin right now. When I'm going along, I'm mainly focusing on more Bitcoin longs just because I know Bitcoin is most likely going to continue to outperform it in this environment. Real short term, I mean, you got a rejection off the POC and then point control there. You're just playing ping pong for support and resistance ping pong. Based on how the higher time frames look, it looks like we may have a bit more to go upward here. Low time frames, you're getting some trigger waves, so looks like we could continue forward, especially with how it's the 8-hour on Ethereum. That bull div right there could be a potential long right here. So yeah, and we'll look at ETH Bitcoin briefly. Yellow X on the 2-day, money flow coming out, not looking too good overall. Another yellow X on the 3-day. I'm curious about the 4-day, if there's a yellow X there as well. Not yet. That one's actually coming up. So overall, still bear or blood diamond right there. Things still look like they could continue downward, similar to second half of 2019. Where did Ethereum bottom out against Bitcoin? It was September of 2019. Now, Let's also look at total 3 versus Bitcoin. The main thing here, looking at the Heikin-Ashi candles potentially turning green, is the point I want to start getting into altcoins. Probably a big point to get into Ethereum and altcoins around here. Total 3, total crypto market cap minus Bitcoin, Ethereum. Bitcoin, Ethereum, obviously, we all know altcoins are getting demolished against Bitcoin and have been and probably will continue to do so for a few more months. If Bitcoin does stay sideways here, we may see some select alts pump a bit more. We'll talk about that in a second. Matic could be one of those, but money flow coming out here, it seems like we want to get deeper in the money flow. September, October, at least wait until these Heikins turn green, start to turn green is what I'm really looking for here. So yeah. Other thing I want to look at is going to be in terms of altcoins. I just want to show you guys Matic. Matic is one of the few that, I mean, it's probably a risky play, but could be breaking upward right now. See this triangle could be breaking out of that. You got a technical target up around, you know, this pocket right here, 88 cents, 80 to 90, 91 cents, that area. Money flow coming up, that looks pretty good. I kind of like what I'm seeing there for a potential, maybe a little bit in this environment, probably a little bit of a risky swing long, but you also do have a green dot confirmed, not a bull div, but a green dot confirmed in the weekly. So what could absolutely happen here though, guys, is you come up to this area, then you come into September, October, you come all the way back down, maybe mess around with this. See this part right here at 30 something cents. I don't know if you're going to go that low, but this area, and then you finally get a bullish div on the weekly right here in a few months, September, October. That's the place where we're finally, really seeing a bottom and a really good place to finally get into Matic where it will start, outperforming Bitcoin. So that's what I'm looking at right now. Solana is interesting too. I mean, you had to fake out to the downside. Now you're coming back up. Maybe if you break up to the upside, take on target at $40. That'd be pretty wild. I mean, money flow is coming up on the 3-day. This is going to be risky because also like where we are, that $20, $21, psychological level we're at right now. Where was it on? Yeah, I mean, some of these, trigger wave on the 4-hour, you may be able to continue forward a bit here, especially if, Bitcoin and ETH could come up more. But what I'm looking at too, you know, you don't have a true bullish div. You may get a true bullish div if we come down back to maybe $10 again. Maybe it'll make a little bit of a lower low from this low in a few months, September, October. That's the place, maybe a 50% correction from where we are right now. That's the place where it's like prime real estate to get into Solana. So that's what I'm looking at right now, guys. If you guys are interested in some exclusive TA trade signals by me and 2 other pro analysts, we have a really good win rate, a lot of really, really great community. Check out the Aldo Empire VIP Discord down below. Also, if you want to trade and don't want to use a VPN or KYC, trading competition and $100 bonus to one lucky winner who deposits and does one futures trade. No minimum deposit, one futures trade. Each week, we're going to have one winner for that. So check it out. Link down below. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Have a good one. Goodbye.